I have found definitive proof, but there could be more to dig up. Really? Let's talk to her and see what she says.
Got a lot on my mind, but I can make time.
Why are you obsessed about it, Samuel Smith? Does it matter what platform I'm on? I'm genuinely curious. What's your obsession with what platform I'm playing on? Love to hear it. Thanks for letting me know. Private room. I don't think there was anything else in here, was there? There's nothing hidden in here. Well, the graphics look good on every platform. It's a good-looking game. You have a Series S? Well, the Series S, yeah, I'm on a Series X. I have no idea what the performance or options are going to be like on the Series S, so, but... Correct, it looks even better when it's not being streamed because there's compression going on YouTube and Twitch and Kick and everything else. Plus there's bit rates and all that other stuff. Well, I don't know. There could be more to dig up. Huh.
What now?
Nah, you're not gonna tell me anything.
Now please, go anywhere else so that I can tend to the actual patrons.
Hang on, I've got... That's the recording station, and then I've got something pointing me over here. As if there's still more evidence. I'm thinking that's the computer is what it's pointing me at. Visit Willard's office. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hack that computer, so I don't think that I don't think I'm able to get that optional extra information. I'll double check it here. Yeah. Yeah, there's not going to be any way for me to get anything else because I don't have a way to hack. It is what it is. Nothing else in this room we can grab. No more terminals we can log into. Oh, well, I think that's all we're gonna get.
What sort of reception do morally
I would imagine the game will look similarly on the it will look similar on the Series S because I'm playing in performance mode, not quality mode. So I would assume it's going to look roughly the same because the Series S is going to be running it in performance mode.
Ah, yes, I understand I may look in charge, but I'm just minding the desk for our esteemed director. The real talent, as they say.
I need to get a message on the broadcast, urgently. Can you help with that?
Not unless you need any clever pointers on enunciation. Our director, however, is in one of the recording booths, through the door to your left. You'll want to speak with her.
Welcome to Wireless Free Arcadia Studios. Thessaly Falk, Director of Talent Placation and General Runnings. Here to contract a recording or in the market for autographs?
Holt sent me to speak with you. I got a message I'd like to send out over the wireless. Trust me, this is one all the folk in Auntie's Choice won't want to miss.
Is that so? Well, the more riveting the content, the larger our commissions. However, as you're without an appointment and I'm quite busy, I'm afraid I've only time to record one take. Do make it count. Shall we begin?
Glad we're in agreement. I'm here to expose the truth about a prominent vice president. His business dealings are not what they seem.
That's quite the bold claim. Now remember to speak into the mic, dear. Enunciate clearly but with feeling. Inhabit the words. Be the message. Joining us today in the studio is a very special guest and rare specimen indeed. A grafted soldier. And one who alleges that one of Auntie's own vice presidents is not who he seems. Take it away.
Inez Seelong speaking. I got intel on an illegal program led by Vice President of Experimental Operations, Willard Conan. Folk aplenty suffered because of it.
Some say there cannot be success without suffering. It's more or less standard operating procedure, isn't it? Unless you're leaving out any gory details. Some within our organization might call that frugal, thrifty even. That is, why waste a perfectly good resource when no one else has use for it?
These are human beings I'm speaking of, not barrels of void damn uranium. They were good folk who didn't know what they were signing up for. They deserved better. But if that ain't incriminating enough for you, Willard had himself some money problems, which ain't too distant from a grave sin far as Auntie's concerned.
Now
What's up,
we're
Fandar?
getting somewhere. Tell me, did he squander all his bits on drink? Bet it all on a tarmac and cheese rebranding? Or worse?
Siphoning from Auntie's
Thoroughly recount
accounts.
We found a ledger of his with an admission of stealing directly from Auntie and placing those funds in an account for an enterprise.
So he admitted outright that he stole.
Well,
You're very new to this kind of business, aren't you? Your disclosure wasn't as iniquitous or revelatory as you implied. The only thing shocking was your abundant naivete.
Commander, I don't think we did enough. Law. I know we ain't gonna know for sure until the broadcast airs, but we ought to go.
Oh, Inez, almost forgot. We have a bit of a goodie bag for special guests who visit the studio. You qualify. Do collect it from the front desk on your way out.
Well, I didn't have hacking to be able to get to the extra juicy tidbits, so that's nothing I can do about that.
Go ahead. Tell me what ails ya.
It said something about a goodie bag. What goodie bag? It would be that goodie bag because we've just maxed out her mods.
Future's filled me with dread for so long, but sure.
All right. Well, it is what it is.
Purple product samples! Purple product samples!
We took what nature heedlessly assembled and vastly rebettered it.
Yeah, I think
through
everybody was
artificial
surprised by the New
means
World
and
announcement. I mean,
artifice.
that was I mean, 30,000 people lost their job. I mean, up to 30,000 people are losing their jobs. It's corporate bullshit at its highest, but also, you know, big corporations cut thousands of jobs every single year. But yeah, I did not anticipate them gutting their gaming division. And the crazy thing is like they haven't gutted their gaming division. They literally, if you read through the press statements, they've gutted their live service first party division in favor of creating AI based games for the Luna platform and casual games. So they're going to be focusing on single player titles and things that they can create utilizing AI because it's cheaper. You don't have to pay human beings when you pay AI. I'm not nearly as naive as a lot of people who are like, I'm gonna boycott Amazon. I'm boycotting all they think. No, I'm not in a position to boycott them. I literally I rely on Amazon for a lot of our life purchases. Like I order things from Amazon every single week because it's the only way for me to get certain things delivered to my place because I live in the middle of nowhere. So I don't get the luxury
Good time for a chat, Commander?
of not continuing to support Amazon. But it sucks in terms of, seeing a great game get axed like that.
Commander, you hear my interview over the wireless too? They've been playing it every hour.
Yep.
Part of it,
It's
anyway.
business.
I really
Wish the
thought
best
I'd be
and
heard
move
out,
on.
telling folk about Willard and his damned awful dealings. Instead, Thessaly herself thought to mock me. I can't to you, maybe. But to a lot of folks, she tells it like it is. And they listen. I ain't meaning to say I don't appreciate your help, Commander. I do. Guess I was just hoping that we'd have done enough to keep more folk. Someone will take up Willard's work, so I need to work fast to keep the program shuttered. If I gain enough notoriety from saving Arcadia with you,
You can
maybe
boycott
that'll be
AI
enough.
produced games,
I
correct.
still feel like a fool sometimes. I spent so much
That's for sure
lauding
your
time
problem.
begging to be validated by Auntie's choice and her leaders. Like I was worth only what they thought of me. I really believed when I ended my contract
Exactly,
that a better
Zolazar.
life was
It's
possible.
a matter of privilege.
I know the truth about Auntie's choice now. So yeah, a better life is possible. Just not at someone else's mercy. I will, Commander. Anyhow, that's enough sorting my thoughts for the moment. We got a galaxy to save.
All right. All right. Somehow I have to get over to return these lost supplies. know what? Let's listen to some codex wireless here.
Feels good to be back in the saddle, don't it, Val? Kind of reminds me of our days at Nix's with the dodge and protector controls. You remember that?
Oh, I forgot my shield. Oh, damn it. I literally was in the middle of it when I saw the poisoning. I was like, no, I forgot to equip my shield. Ah. Yeah, the whole anytime someone rants about how we should boycott something, um, and then gets mad when you don't want to follow their boycott. It's like, boycotting is a personal decision. It's not as easy as you might think, especially when it comes to things that aren't, you know, direct violations of like human rights or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I'm getting at here. It's one thing to say, no, I won't do that thing because it's going to directly affect my neighbor, or it's based on racism, or it's based on genocide. That's one thing. That's one thing. It's another thing that's like, well, I'm going to boycott this company because I don't like the business decisions they make. I'm sorry, I'm not in that position. Like, there's this great discussion that I can't remember where it was had. It's a couple years ago. Might have been less than that. We had someone who got very. I had to block them from YouTube. They were a community member from the UK. They had been around for a while, and we were having this discussion about Amazon like a year. It's got to be more than a year ago now. But they were extremely like opinionated in chat about how anyone who bought items through Amazon was supporting like this evil thing, and they would go on these rants about how, I live on disability in the UK, and I make a conscious decision not to support them, and as a result I live this extremely restricted lifestyle, and I'm upset that I live this extremely restricted lifestyle, but I want all of you to be as restricted as I am, because if you don't take the same measures I take, then you're supporting the bad guy. And it's like, well, you're talking about like not buying groceries. Like you're talking about not buying food because you're upset about capitalism. I'm sorry, I'm not going to support that concept, and nor did anyone else. They went on a rampage one day on my YouTube channel where they attacked like 50 people in comments, and just were going, I can't believe you would support this bullshit. Blah, 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 you're an idiot. Blah, blah. And I was just like, I'm banning you from the channel. Like, it's okay to have opinions, but it's not okay to like go on these diatribes about how other people are stupid for not taking your same boycott. It's like boycotts are very much the privilege of the elite. Um, one percenters, like the vast majority of people. Like I hear a lot of times too, people will say things from the U.S. It'll be like, you shouldn't support Walmart because Walmart is a corrupt corporation, and it's like, it is a corrupt corporation, but the vast majority of people who are living paycheck to paycheck can't afford to buy groceries anywhere other than Walmart because they are forced into a life of abject poverty. And so their only option is to buy food from Walmart. Like, they don't have the luxury of buying food from someone other than Walmart, you know? So it's like, yeah. It's kind of like, I had a great discussion one time with, we have a couple of friends we know who were travel bloggers. I think one of them still is a travel blogger, but the other one is not. They worked together for a long time, like 9 or 10 years. They were together, traveling the world together. She was a vegan and he was not. And we had a great discussion with them in Mexico City. Oh, this has been 5 or 6 years ago now, because they came to visit. And it was right after she had gone to Mongolia for like 3 months on this intensive like resident blogger person. Um, I don't remember where they were from, Lou. I don't think it was Silverblade. I can't remember the name to be honest with you. But anyway, this woman she had gone to Mongolia as a vegan for this 3 month intense. I'm going to be on the ground as a photographer, blogger. I'm there for 3 months, and she got to Mongolia and all of a sudden was like, I can't be a vegan here because there are no vegan food options. Like the entire country's diet is based off of horse flesh and horse meat, cow meat, cow milk, horse milk. It's all agriculture and it's all meat like the entire so she had to literally to survive to keep her body alive, she had to eat meat on a daily basis in order to survive because she could not acquire vegetarian options, vegan options. It was impossible. So she came away from that experience. It was a phenomenal discussion because she came away from that experience talking about how she suddenly realized that her veganism was 100% a um, privileged 1%. I come from a privileged, developed country where I have the luxury and the privilege of choosing to be a vegan. But people living in developing countries or people living in poverty stricken areas do not have the luxury or the privilege of choosing not to eat meat. And she came away from that and was like, I can't. All my because her entire reasoning for not eating meat was, well, I don't believe in the cruel and inhumane suffering of animals, and so I'm making this conscious decision to not eat meat because I don't support, meat is murder, the whole meat is murder concept. And then she goes to a country where, guess what? There is no almond butter, there's no peanut butter, there's no vitamin B12 supplements that she can take. She can't get kale, she can't get tofu, she can't get soybean milk, she can't get almond milk, she can't get any of the things that she's been buying for the 10 years that she's been vegan in these first world countries. Um, and she came away from that with this completely changed perspective on, I'm not a vegan because it's the right thing to do. I'm a vegan because I have the luxury and privilege of making the choice to be vegan. Oh my God, I've been this judgmental shit for the last 10 years looking down on people who choose to eat meat, and you suddenly realize that a lot of places in the world don't have the luxury of having almond butter and supplements, and some people have to eat meat.
Hey, you there. Got a minute? Hey, you there. I got a job that needs doing if you've got the time. It pays, of course.
Yeah, I published a
I
video
need
on it
help
yesterday,
finding
JK.
some lost supplies. Well, I'll be. That's them, all right. Can I offer you a finder's fee for asset recovery?
You absolutely can.
Great. And here is one standard miscellaneous type 2 short-term contractor one-time assistance. The pleasure doing business with you. Thanks again for bringing back those food cards.
All right. I mean, that's assuming, like, JK, that's assuming because the post that New World made yesterday says our intent at the moment is to keep the game up to the end of 2026. Our intent. We hope to. We would like to. Not we will. We hope to keep the game open for the until the end of 2026. We will at least give you 6 months heads up before we make any changes. It's not. There are no guarantees that it's going to last another 12 months. It could last 2 years. It could last 6 months. We just don't know at this point. But it's the Anthem situation. It's done. It's the exact same thing that happened to Anthem. The people who want to play the single player content will play it, have fun with it, and then we'll move on to other things. The MMO is dead as of yesterday. No one's going to continue to invest time in the MMO portion of that game when they know that all their progress is going to be wiped at some point. Like, there's no point to keep going. Now, from a single player perspective, there's still plenty of enjoyment to get out of it. But yeah, it's dead, Jim. No, I think it's definitely, and I said that in my video last night, I definitely think it is still worth playing for anybody who wants to get 200 to 300 hours of enjoyment out of it. It's a great game. The servers are going to be online for at least 6 months. Totally worth the time to continue to play it, especially if you just recently started. Nothing wrong with that. The start screen in this game is awesome, and I'm not paying attention to many lines. Jesus. Fucking landmines everywhere, man. I've got to get over there. Probably get wrecked going across here with more landmines. Alright, gotta eat a bunch of food now, because I... Landlines. No, you cannot play it without the server. It's an always online game. But yeah, it'll, you know, Anthem continued to play. Anthem was still online for like 2 or 3 more years. And I went back and played Anthem a couple more times over the years and had fun doing so. Anthem was a great game. Oh no, they got me. I'm gonna load game. I don't want to waste a trauma kit. Anthem was a great game, and I went back a couple times over the years and played it. The single player storyline was great, like 12 to 15 hours of awesome, fully mocapped, fully voiced, absolutely cinematic gameplay. Like, Anthem was great, and I highly recommended it. Even I recommended it 2 times. I did a video each year for the years that it was past its launch, and I told people, go play it. It's like $4, $5. It was on Game Pass at one point. It's like, it's free to play. Go forth and enjoy it, even if you haven't, because it doesn't matter that the game is in maintenance mode. There's 12, 15 hours of amazing single-player storyline to play there. Why wouldn't you go do that for free if it's on Xbox, or for like, $2 or $3 if you're looking for a game where you can just get a quick weekend of XP, weekend of fun out of it. Like, I always think it's a little silly of people to just throw things to the wayside just because it's been like canceled. I mean, yeah, it sucks it's been canceled, but you can still get enjoyment out of it. There's no reason to throw it to the curb entirely. Outer Worlds 2 will be on Game Pass today. Later today. I believe 10 a.m. Pacific. Oh, I doubt they have the budget to take over it. The company that rebooted Defiance, because Defiance had been offline and dead for like 10 years. New World being still newish with an active player base. If someone's going to take that over, they're going to need a serious investment to buy that off of Amazon. Arc Raiders is going to have AI voice acting, and some people are boycotting it. They should. I think AI has a place in game development for sure. I definitely think AI has a place in game development, but not for like, I don't know. There are moments when I think that AI voice acting could be good. Here's a good example of when AI voice acting could be acceptable. So last night, if you haven't watched, I went and watched the Solasta 2 did a live stream yesterday. And in that video they were talking about some of the procedural generation that they've added to the game. And one of the areas, because their game is fully voiced by actors, and they talked about how one of the procedurally generated events that they have is in a D&D campaign, you'll often have events. You'll be running through the forest and you'll roll for a random encounter, right? And you'll have a random encounter pop up. And a lot of those random encounters are not combat. They are events where it's like you stumble upon the corpse of a blah. You stumble upon an encampment of gnomes. You know, you stumble upon the remains of a caravan. These types of events, right? And those types of events, I would be 100% okay with AI being used to create the procedural dialogue and to create procedurally generated voiceovers to just give me a read through of what's on screen, right? Not everyone is going to agree with me on that. Some people are going to say, no, that still needs to be voiced by a person. From my perspective, if the main characters are voiced by real human beings, and all of the quests are voiced by main human beings, and all the cutscenes and all those use real, actual people, I would have no problem with like procedurally generated events having AI be used, because it's filler content. It's not the main stuff. It's just fluff. It's just filler. It's like the random events. If you want to use AI to spawn random events in the game, I am totally okay with using AI for those texts and those voices. But everything else should be humans. So I don't know how Arc Raiders is planning on using AI voice acting. But when I played the beta of Arc Raiders, all of the main characters are voiced. So I don't know what they plan on doing. But I think moving forward, it's like, you know, you would need to
Enthusiastic.
Guns cocked and loaded. Just get the signal.
boycotting a game because it uses AI. What? Well, how are they using AI? Like, are they using AI for everything? Are they just using AI for little things? Like, how is the AI being used? The boycott thing, again, is tricky because it's like, does it impact? Like, because I'll tell you what, I use AI every single day. Every single day I use AI. And I sure as shit can't justify boycotting something just because it uses AI in some way, shape, or form. Here's how I use AI. As an example, every single day when I finish my streams, I go away and I have marked things down in my notebook with timestamps. And then I go away from my streams and I say, that's a short. And I go to Twitch and I go into the Twitch editor and I clip that 1.5 minute section of video out. and I export it, download it to my PC. I then put that into Filmora, which is my video editing software, and I tell the AI, give me subtitles. And the AI scans the dialogue and adds subtitles to the video, captions, so that I don't have to manually transcribe that shit. Now, for the people who are anti AI, they're going to say that I'm stealing someone's job. And I'm like, I'm the person doing the job. Like, so I'm stealing my own job? How does that work? Like, I'm the one who would be doing that work. I'm the one who normally would have to transcribe that and type the subtitles. How the fuck am I stealing my own work if I'm using AI to simplify a task that normally would take me 20 minutes? Because it would take me 20, 30 minutes to listen to myself and type the dialogue and then make sure that the subtitles are in the right place and put the captions in the right place and line it all up with all of the right places. And now AI can do that all for me as part of my annual subscription. Why the fuck would I not use AI? You know what else AI does? AI automatically dubs my YouTube content on my uploaded videos into the native language of any user around the world. I would otherwise have to pay for someone to do that and find the right people, and like, I'm okay with AI doing lots of different things. I'm not against AI at all. I think there are instances where AI is an extremely valuable tool. And if we want to get to the place where we get to the Star Trek utopia, computer, do this. Computer, Earl Grey, hot. Computer, make me a beverage. Make me a plate of food. Computer, tell me this. Computer, do this. Like, if we want to get to that future, then we accept that AI is part of that evolution. So that's another good example, Ricardo. If a game has voice acting for every single item in the game, and there are hundreds of items, what happens further down the line when they introduce more items in the game, or if the actor they used originally was no longer available? Like, that's a perfect example of when AI is a great tool to be able to do something simple like read off the dialogue of items. Like, I think it's great. Continue using actors for main roles, for the actual dialogue of the game and the characters and etc. Motion, performance capture, all that shit. But for little things like reading lines of text off of the item and stuff, I'm okay with that being AI. Like, I don't need everything. So that's the thing, is like, people will say things like, well, we're gonna have to just ban all AI games, and it's like, we will? Why? Like, I get boycotting like completely AI games. I can understand boycotting those. Like, if a game comes out and says this is an AI, a game created by AI or principally created by AI, like, that's, But I think that there are instances where we're just going to have to analyze. It's tricky. It's also the evolution of our species. And I'm not someone who is against the evolution of our species. I want us to get to the Star Trek timeline. I want us to be able to have computer do this thing for me. I want that. And we're never going to have that if we're stuck in this idea of everything needs to be analog. Jesus, there's a lot of fucking... I probably better do the save. There's a ton of mines in here. You boycott crap games. That's definitely... Yeah. Yeah, Destiny 2 had to deal with that exactly, because Lance died, and then Gina Torres doesn't necessarily want to do that kind of stuff anymore, or she's unavailable. Nathan's super busy. He can't be available. What do you do when the actors just aren't available anymore? Or they're not around. They died. Like, and that's part of what companies are wanting to do with using an actor's likeness with AI is they're wanting to, in those cases, be able to use AI to replicate. So like Lance has passed on, but we're still producing 4 more DLCs over the next 10 years. We need to be able to replicate that voice. Do you find another voice actor who sounds just like him, or do you just use AI to replicate him? It's a much easier solution to just use AI to replicate him and probably more affordable in the long run, but are you taking someone's work? I mean, there's, dude, it's not an easy solution. It's not something that's so cut and dry as some people want it to be.
Seek dispensing.
Shit, I don't have my time.
Ready to assist with agents' health needs.
You court slow, Commander. Clear and protect. Anyway, ready to hit the next one?
Yeah, but every company says that. Like Dune Awakening says the same thing. We've got a 10-year plan. Every company worth their salt has a 10-year plan when they launch a game. Every company does. By the way, I loved last night doing the... If you haven't watched it yet, go watch my stream last night. It was a developer deep dive with the guys from Solasta 2, and they were very upfront. They're like, because people were asking about what are the future plans, and they were like, well, we have lots of ideas, but it doesn't mean we'll ever implement them. It just depends on how the game sells. Like, right now we're focused on early access to 1.0 and getting the 1.0 release out the door. We did 4 DLCs for the first game, Solasta 1. Can we do 4 DLCs for Solasta 2? We don't know. It depends on the audience. Does the game sell well? If the game sells well, then obviously we would do DLCs, but we're not going to commit ourselves to having DLCs before we've even launched the 1.0 game into the wild. And I was like, God, it's so refreshing. And they are a super cool team. I respect everything Tactical Adventures are doing. They said last night we're a team of 35 people. Y'all just need to go watch the video. It's like an hour and a half. We watched the dev stream last night. Hour and a half long. Go watch it. It's fucking amazing. Huge respect for that team of just being upfront about, hey, we're 35 people. Like, there's only so much we can do. Like, one of the reasons they were talking about getting into procedural generation is because it's like, in the first game, we could only do so much with these things because we only have 35 people on the team. Artists can only produce so much. So at some point, you have to say, well, if we want to be able to make the game bigger, we have to rely on procedural generation. And somebody will sit there and go be like, procedural generation? That's AI. You're stealing someone's work. You know, you're stealing work from world builders and all this other stuff. And it's like, god damn, the ignorance of some people out there is just ridiculous. Yeah, 10-year plan. Year 1, make money. Year 2, make money. Year 3, make money. Hopefully. Because I can totally be, you know, I've launched 2 game studios, and I can tell you right now that shit never works the way you want it to work, ever. Is the MMO studio that I founded doing well? No. Why is it not doing well? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that, and I can't talk about a lot of them for legal reasons. But it requires competent people first and foremost, and then it also requires that the market is in the right place at the right time. It requires so many different factors. It's not nearly as easy as some people think it is to just make a game and publish a game. It's just not. Well, yeah, he loved the first one too, Hector. Bubbalonia loves like Fallout, the Outer Worlds, and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a given that he would really like this game. Yeah, Tiff, the next several years are going to be crazy. Many. EA has already said that they're moving towards AI games for sure. I must have missed your whole analogy, metaphor, Gray. Um,
Engaging combat protocols.
Ready to waste on your command.
Have been eliminated.
oh, that one. If you have 1,000 square
One
holes
kill
and one circle
remains,
hole, a square
Commander.
is bound to try to go into the circle hole. Yes. I was like, what? That was so 30 minutes ago, sir. My brain doesn't go back that far.
Confronting threat. Emergency protocols ready.
Man, you guys are shit, way down the line. Well, I heard it. Where did that mine go? There's a collider there that got in my way. What are we shooting at? It's not letting me save.
Ready to take the heat off, Commander. Just say when. Third camp.
Promoting team.
Don't know about you, but I feel downright Let's get in.
Well, we will in a minute. Something's shooting at you guys.
Maintaining your
All right, now we can save. It's more complicated than that. It's not a bad faith argument. If you're going to be combative, DM Chromie, you can fuck off back to some other hole that you crawled out of. Yeah, I don't appreciate the combative stance you're taking right now in my chat. We're having a discussion. We're not sitting here to be dicks to each other. It's a complicated situation. That's the reason why there's lots of negotiations happening between all these different companies. Because AI is complicated and it's not an easy solution. Because there are definitely examples of when you're going to want to use AI. Not necessarily. I mean, think about it this way too. It's like if you can find an actor to replace Lance, that's good, right? If you can find an actor to replace Lance Reddick in the role that he played in Destiny 2, that's great. However, the chances of finding someone are much less than just getting AI to replace. And if the estate is fine with the company continuing to use the likeness and or Lance gave his permission before he passed, then why not? If the estate is okay with it. If the estate is okay and or the actor was okay with it, then there's nothing to worry about. The issue is when companies want to use AI to replace an actor's likeness or etc. without their permission. A good example of this would be the lawsuit that happened for Back to the Future 2, because they used an actor's likeness. Correct, Hector. If Lance's family is fine with it, that's the only opinion that matters, not some random schmuck on the internet who's like, AI is bad. We should never use AI. It's like it's not that cut and dry. It's never as cut and dry as the keyboard warriors want it to be. Somebody gets an opinion on their mom's computer down in the basement, and they think suddenly that there's some sort of messiah to the masses on a subject. No, it's not how this works. It's why the negotiations are ongoing. It's complicated. That's part of what the writers' strikes and actors' strikes over the past couple of years have been focused on, is how big companies want to use AI to replace all sorts of actors and writers are coming back and saying, well, no, we can't do that, but there is a place for AI. We just have to figure out how to make it all work, and that's what negotiations are all about. And that's what adults do. Adults sit down and have adult conversations. They don't just make ranty, pissy comments about something's bad. It's bad. I don't like it. Therefore, we shouldn't use it. It's not how this works. We sit down, we negotiate, we look at all the angles, we discuss, we find out the ways that we can potentially benefit from AI, and we blend it with what we're doing. Correct. Also, yes, exactly. Also, anyone on our level who thinks they can dictate what a multi-billion-dollar company is going to do, good luck with that. You're just some random schmuck. Like, I'm just some random schmuck. I love how someone tried to insult me by saying, "You're just a small streamer. You don't have anything important to say." You're right, I don't. In the conversation of multi-billion-dollar corporations, I don't have an important voice at all. I'm just some schmuck on planet Earth. That's exactly right. However, I can have a meaningful, valuable conversation with my community members, and that's what I'm doing right now. We're having a meaningful, valuable conversation with our community across Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. Reform Captain Ashton. Where was that person at? Captain Ashton. That's right. Gray has been using AI to help write a novel and do world building. Like that's a perfect example of AI. That's the thing I was talking about earlier. Like if I'm using AI to do my own transcriptions so that I don't have to do the transcriptions anymore, the argument that all AI is bad is incorrect because I'm using AI to make my job easier. I don't have to do that anymore. I can now automate a process that previously I had to manually do. Duh, I'm going to be using AI. You know what AI also helps me do? It helps me come up with YouTube titles. Helps me write rough draft scripts. Excuse me. AI does a lot of really cool stuff for me in my day to day. I'm also really interested in the new features that are coming to Twitch and YouTube, which are going to allow me to do this. Clip that. I'm going to be able to say clip that, and Twitch and YouTube are going to automatically clip that moment like a minute. You'll set parameters. So like from the moment I say clip that, it's going to record like a 1 minute segment, or it's going to record the previous 60 seconds. That's amazing use of AI. Clip that. Because you know what? I don't have to go back and clip that shit manually anymore. Because right now I have to timestamp everything here in my fucking notebook. And then I have to take the time at the end of my streams to go back and manually clip all those moments. Now, once those tools get implemented, which are coming over the next few months to both Twitch and YouTube, I will be able to sit here and say, clip that. And it's going to immediately clip that clip and save it for me. And then I can just download it, add my subtitles, and be good to go. And the tools that YouTube are putting in place are going to be automatically adding subtitles to things so that pretty soon I won't even have to manually download the clip anymore and add my own subtitles to it. It's going to automatically add AI subtitles to it as well. So it's like AI is a brilliant tool in a lot of different areas. A lot of different areas. Anyone who doesn't understand that is just being ignorant about the subject and refusing to educate
I was
themselves.
beginning to wonder if you'd gotten buried in a snowdrift. Did you kill those yay-saying bootlickers good?
I did. I killed them extremely good.
Funny. I'm on the clock, so I can't laugh. I'll laugh in my off hours. Here's your reward. Now get along. I'm as likely to be buried alive by my paperwork as the snow outside.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. So back in the day, Tiff, if you go back about 15 years ago, I used to make websites. Back when WordPress was still a big deal, and we started getting like places like Theme Forest and stuff, and knowing PHP, because I had to build my own websites when I first got going in the travel space. I learned how to do WordPress websites, and then as a thing, I would make websites. And I didn't do it very often. I'd maybe have 3 to 5 clients a year who would come to me and be like, "Hey, can you build me a website?" And I'd be like, "Sure, I can put together your website." And I would go buy them a WordPress theme, and I would spend the time to put the WordPress theme on their website, and I would charge $3,000 to $5,000 to do that. And it'd be a week of my time at most, and I'd make an extra few $1,000s per year doing that.